72 hours ago, I told you guys that Alchemy was going to explode. And wow, did it go absolute bonkers. As you can see on here, it was only around 1 penny whenever I jumped into it or when I told you guys to get into it. What is it right now? It is all the way at almost 7 pennies, guys. That is 700% in 72 hours. Absolutely insane. So, in this video, we're going to cover why I made this call, what you can look for future coins that are also going to do the same thing. Not only that, we're also going to talk about where you can exit on this massive, massive growth. And if you want to try to play this, where you can try to get in so that you can be in on the rest of the movement. I don't think it's done, but boy, there is a ton of volatility. So let's go ahead and dive right in. If you have not liked and subscribed this video, do it now, guys. All right, let's go ahead and dive on this sucker. So as you guys can see, we are almost 800% up from where it was when I made this video 72 hours ago. And you can see this coin is super, super volatile, okay? Lots of movement going on. So let's show you what happened and why I made that decision. The reason as to why I made this decision, it was right around here when I made this call. And what I was looking for is I really like the fact that we got over this weekly breaker and the fact that we got above and we're easily clearing the 200 moving average. We had a golden crossover. Everything looked really, really bullish. I also love this consolidation pattern. And on the 4-hour chart, I saw how we were starting to consolidate for another rise up. Overall, this chart looked really, really good and ready for a massive explosion. And as we know, we absolutely got it. But the question is now, what do we do from here, guys, right? It's absolutely incredibly volatile. So if you go onto the low time, actually, let's do this. Let's go to the very high time frame, right? As you can see, we are well above the previous all-time high on the US dollar pairing, okay? That is really, really bullish. That goes to show how bullish this market is. But you don't use, or I would not recommend using this chart, the US dollar, or the US tether chart, or US dollar chart, to try to make decisions on when to exit this market because you're in price discovery. It's really hard to tell. Instead, you're going to find success by using the Bitcoin pairing of this chart. Now, on the 3-day, I believe, I have this level annotated. And right here, this is my level that I think is extremely significant, okay? And the reason why it's a very solid breaker. So if you're able to get down in this area, I think that's a very solid breaker. However, you must understand, we have not closed above here yet. And because we have not closed above here, this level has not been reclaimed. Okay, is a 3-day level, so it will not be officially reclaimed for 1 day and 17 hours. Okay, if we lose this level, which is very possible at this point, right? Very possible, you need to go to a lower time frame or a lower level. And let's see, the weekly level, I think, provides us the best information on this. Yes, this is a massive, massive drop, and I get that. But is this possible? Yes, absolutely. It very easily could come down here. This is our very major weekly level, and it's absolutely possible we drop down here, especially if we don't close this 3-day level. Now, the only other breakers that we really have involved on here, you have this little breaker right here, and you also have this one right here. And that's really all you got, guys. There's not much support in this area. So if we do not stay above this level, it's going to collapse all the way down here. So my recommendation is to definitely take some profits in this area because like this is a very, very massive increase. And this is something that you don't want to get too greedy on. Okay, take profits on the way up. I know it's a massive show of strength, and I get this, but you have to start racking in some of your profits here. Some things to take notice of is you do have high volume on the Bitcoin pairing, and you also have it on the Tether pairing, which is great. This is what you want to see, okay? You want to see high volume. Now, something else you can look at to try to get an idea of when you're going to exit, go to the low time frame and see where you can find any sort of divergences. And actually, I absolutely see divergences right now. Absolutely. So, like right here, 1, 2, and 3. All three of these are making higher highs. However, right here, you can see we have lower highs on each one of these. That's a high, that's a lower high, that's a lower high. This is a very clear bearish divergence that is forming on this chart. Not only that, but this increase, actually, this increase had a ton of volume. This one over here did not. So we actually have a bearish divergence also on the volume, another very important indicator. So there's definitely a lot of weakness right now in this increase the more I look at it. Yeah, absolutely. So another way to try to find support levels is you can, let's get rid of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a Fibonacci extension tool, or Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay, we're going to go to the very bottom of this massive impulse to the very top. I think that's probably a pretty fair assessment. And we are going to be looking to find entries anywhere of these levels. So the 236 is possible. I think it's going to go lower. So let's like the 48 cents. And then the absolute dream buy opportunity. This is one of those ones where if you get this opportunity, I'm absolutely going to take it, is going to be in the golden pocket region between the 0.618 and the 0.65. So if it does come down here and tap this level, I will absolutely be a major buyer here. Outside of that, this is obviously a very key level right here. It's a horizontal trend line. Find it real quick. I think anywhere in here actually would make a lot of sense. It's on the 3-day. Yep, there it is. This would be a key level if we get this opportunity. Probably not, but it's possible, guys. You need to understand this market moves very violently in both directions, not just up but also down. So if you have some stink bids down here, it's possible you actually get filled, and that would be a really good retest of this very major level. So this major purple block, you have the 382, usually a really good level for a retracement. The 0.618 level is a really good level for a retracement. You have this major breaker here, this major breaker. I don't see this one getting even in play. I think if you come down here, you have some really, really serious issues in the market. Those ones make a lot of sense. On the BTC pairings, I've listed out my major ones. I think that, I mean, if we don't get above here, that's a major show of weakness. And we do have the bearish divergences on the other chart. On here, we have invalidated this one. Let's go to a higher time frame, okay? On the hourly, we actually do not have a bearish divergence. That's interesting. But we do have one on the 15-minute time frame between here and here, okay? There to there, here to here, we do have a 15-minute bearish divergence. Now, something else, a misconception that I hear a lot of is, oh, we're too high of RSI, we have to go down. Not true, okay? Do not make this mistake. Just because you're in overbought territory means it has to drop back down neutral. That is not true. And great examples of that are basically any coin that you can find during the 2017 bull run, altcoin. They all were in extremely overbought territory for a very long time. Let's go to something like Ethereum, okay? Ethereum in 2017, you can see we were in overbought territory for a very long time on a weekly time frame. Another one you can look at is Litecoin. Litecoin, same exact thing. We were in overbought territory for a very long time. Let's see if I can go over here. There you go. For several days at a time, we were in overbought territory. So there's like an entire week of overbought territory on there. From here, essentially from 23 November all the way until basically December, okay? Like that's like a whole month of overbought territory, okay? And the price just constantly keeps increasing. Another good example is XRP. XRP had it was extremely overbought, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So whenever it does get into overbought territory, it does not mean it's going to drop. And that's a misconception you have to fully understand. That's very oftentimes just when things are starting to really accelerate. So from April 27th all the way until May, we were very much in overbought territory from there. And then also over here from 11 December all the way over to 8 January, we're in overbought territory. So don't think that we're just going to drop because we're in overbought territory. Some of the most insane things in crypto happen when we are in overbought territory. So yes, it was a massive increase. Yes, I get that. but don't assume that we're just going to crash and burn simply because we are now in overbought territory. Okay, that's not how it works, believe it or not. Yeah, you guys can see this. Yes, we're in overbought territory. I get this, but there's nothing saying, based upon RSI only, that we just can't keep going up. All right. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's very much possible, and you need to make sure you fully grasp that. If I can grab this, what is going on? All right. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Either way, I messed the whole thing up. Either way, you guys know my targets. You guys know what I'm looking for. If you have any questions, like always, let me know. But I'm going to go ahead in the video, and yeah, I will see you on the next one. So, deuces, boys.